Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. This is Linda G. You like how wet my lips are? Just put some gloss on. I just realized it looked hella wet. So there you go. I broke my favorite cup this morning, my Ireland cup, my Starbucks Ireland cup. So fortunately, eBay has another copy, so I ordered it. Okay, so listen. I promised you a second half to that last one we did. It was only 30 minutes. This will probably only be 30 minutes. And I've been getting some hits. And I want you to know, there's a lot of light workers out there that are trying to give out the same message. At the end of the day, all will be well. There will be some suffering here, but know that we are beyond all the chaos that's going on right now. I want you to breathe 3 deep breaths. I want you to know that all ye are gods. All of you have a piece of the energy within. And that piece of energy is with source that's beyond all this. We get caught up in our lives, and one of our gifts is the ability to think, but sometimes we overdo it because there's too much on our table. If you even think about when, like someone like me was young, we didn't have, cell phones and all that. So we're getting cluttered. Breathe and blow it out and tell the universe you are ready for whatever they want to bring towards you. Don't be afraid. Fear is a factor that can really create chaos. When I found out I had cancer and when I was begging for my life, they said to me, "What are you doing? There's no such thing as death." And in that moment, I felt embarrassed. I said, "Oh my God, you're right." And I handed it over. I said, "Into thy hands, I commend my spirit." Because if you're handling this, then I know everything's going to be okay. And something happened to me in that moment, which is in my book. And thank you guys for buying my book, which is on Amazon. You can just type in Linda Grindle. A lot of people are writing me that the book's done a lot for them. And no, I haven't completed the audio. There's only one chapter I have to read. I'll probably do that today and send it to Tana. But anyway, so I got that out. Natural phenomena with the earth cleansing is happening, and I'm sorry about that. Definitely hurricane type seasons are coming. Definitely flooding. Definitely fires. I did see maybe a couple of more volcanic explosions. I do see maybe a new volcano coming up, maybe from under the sea. And the thing is that we have free will, so quit thinking that you don't have the ability to change things. Hand it over to universal consciousness. They'll do it. They'll handle it for you. But you have to give them permission, and you have to be in the vibrational mode of well-being. If you're fight or flight or going cray-cray, they can't help you. You have to be like a child. You have to sit and allow. I say this till I'm blue in the face, and some of you get it. That's another thing that's happened to me recently, because I try to keep up with the political news. And what I did was I was really watching a lot of, like MSNBC and stuff. So after Trump was found guilty, I basically turned it off, and I haven't watched pretty much anything except for some of the veteran stuff, which was very beautiful in Normandy. So the political thing is it's not helping us. I mean, as much as you guys need just a little bit from us, you just need to know everything's going to be okay. I mean, if you look at the patterns of what we've been doing thus far, it's been okay. The thing is, Trump is I hate to say this word, but he's evil. He's judgmental. He begets more of the evil. Evil begets evil. And he just wants to vomit all over these poor people that are thinking that what he says is the truth. And they in turn vomit and treat anybody that doesn't think like them like they're horrible. But you know what? Don't go in the knee jerk. Don't tell them F you. Allow and tell them, that you hope for them to have peace at some time, because that's not a peaceful existence. And he is slowly but surely ruining his physical self with this. And it's not for us to tell you when he's going to exit or anything, but he is really going to suffer pretty soon. Okay. But I don't mind like giving you a little forecast, because the forecasts kind of keep you guys calm. And that's part of my duty. I didn't want to do this, but the guide said you'll help keep them calm. So, but there's a lot of other light workers. And the cool thing is mostly everybody's saying the same thing. Don't worry, this too shall pass. When he loses again, it's going to be a little frightful after, but then it's just, there will be no Trump 2, no son, no daughter that's going to get in there. So, and I wanted to tell you that I kind of got like, what? About Johnson putting those 2 people into Intel. And I think I told you the last time that I see Intel being very cautious, just like when Trump was in office. I told you the major players were very careful about what he knew. He stole all that information to sell us and throw us under the bus. But we are very lucky that it could have been worse. So I just want you to know that, the drug addict and whoever else is there, they're not going to get much information. I don't know it. They might even pull a rabbit out of their hat. It doesn't feel like they're going to get what they're looking for. But don't forget, Johnson is following Trump's orders. He was told, these are the people I want you to put in because they're going to go in there. Now they may try to create a little chaos, but at the end of the day, it's a nothing burger. So I don't want you guys to freak out. Okay. Just keep that thought. Something else I want to tell you that I can see loud and clear. Aileen will not accomplish what she wanted to accomplish. She will never be a Supreme Court justice. I heard rumor is Trump was to put Cruz in there as a Supreme Court justice. Not going to happen. They're pretty much done with the ones that are there. But Aileen is about, I just saw her having to pack her stuff up and leave. So something's coming up within the next couple of months that she has to go. I don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to hit her hard. I also see Netanyahu in huge trouble. And I've already told you guys this, but I don't see, somebody just stepped down that was in his group. And I see the army turn their back on him. So something's about ready to happen. That Netanyahu's about ready to be exited stage left. They always hit some poor civilians and they act like, oh, that was a mistake. We're going to check it. No, they never checked it. Okay, so. I just because, when is he's going to have, Trump is going to have a Zoom with his probation and they're allowing the Trump, you want to talk about white privilege. Trump is about as privileged as they come. I hate, and I'm sure it's killing that judge to have to do this, but because he's running for president. Anyway, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the judge on, I think he said the 11th or the 17th. I just want to look at what the decision, we've read on this before. Sometimes the guys don't like us asking over and over, but I'm just asking for reassurance. What will happen with Trump position when I feel, and I'll tell you right now, and maybe this will come out on the news, I feel like he's already somebody on the inside tried to see if Supreme Court would pick this up. I feel it's already been asked. But I see it's because they're going so badly right now, the Supreme Court. It's such a conflict of interest. It's almost like, sorry, we can't do that. That's what I heard. I don't know if he brings it up and then they say it out loud, but I'm almost seeing the back. You know who I saw was Kavanaugh turning his back. I just got that. Okay. Tell me about Justice Marchand. I see him writing on a piece of paper. Oh, he doesn't like Trump, but he can't say it out loud. He just wishes he wasn't running for president because it's really creating some chaos here. It's not that he's a former president. It's just that they have to kind of tap dance on this running for office thing. That's why he did this, you guys. You know, he knew. So there will be a significant judgment against him. And remember, I felt like monies would go. I don't know how much monies they can charge him. 5 of Swords. They're going to do something that's going to piss Trump off. He's acting like, oh, you guys are nothing burgers. Trump won't get the Holy Grail thrown at him. He has a little bit of a reprieve here. I don't know, it's because he already he's filing with people and he's stretching it out. Here's the deal. After he loses, he's got no choice. We're very happy with the outcome on this. But I do think he's telling Trump you'll get a significant jail term. But almost like he's put it on hold, which will piss a lot of people off. Okay. Judge Eileen Cannon, when are you going to be taken off the case? She's a horrible person. Jack knows this. She's a joke. Ooh, somebody in the back door is handing her money. She's getting money. And I also see they're telling her like she's in like Flynn. This is the worst case for Trump, these documents. This is the one will set him up in prison for life. It's so terrible. That's why they're desperate. Listen, if he was not guilty, you think they'd be doing all these delays? They're doing these delays because he's guilty of sin. This will come out, but it's after he loses. But when is she going? Let me just see if I can get just some idea. We need to know Netanyahu's getting ready to go soon because I can see that sweat beating down his face. When is she going? She's going to get a negative from the courts. 5 is showing, so it could be 5 months or the 5th. 5 is showing. Somebody really takes charge and says enough. They had stopped taking people writing there because they want her off the case. She's just not looking. She doesn't care, you guys. She does not care. Okay, Christine wants to know the chances of impeachment for Alito and Thomas. Not until Biden comes in the second term. Just tell us straight. We can't wish this on them, okay? You can't wish for this. My cards accidentally touched the button. I got scared. I thought I lost it. Okay, so here we go. I'm reading on Alito and Thomas impeachment. I see Thomas leaving not because of an impeachment. Ooh, absolutely gonna happen. It's when Trump hits the road. This is like a lot of energies coming in and weighing, justifying. There'll be hearings. Remember, I told you there was going to be a hearing before Congress, and I saw Kavanaugh and the rest of them. Why did you lie to us and tell us this or that? And Alito's just still lying. But you know what? He's not stepping down. He's acting like whatever. They really put, and I see Justice Roberts physically unable to keep working. I've been seeing that for a little while. Let's go ahead and ask. I don't like asking about the royal family. They were saying the French, the Macron's wife had grabbed Camilla's hand, in a friendship sort of, they were doing something. It was just a human thing. And everybody was like, oh my God, she went against protocol because she grabbed the queen's hand, the queen consort. And who cares about protocol? She wasn't worried about protocol when she was screwing a married man's husband. He was married. She was part of this whole thing that they took down an innocent person. That's me. I can't judge, unfortunately. But I even said, listen, she's at the end of the day, she puts her britches on the same as all of us, and she will die the same as all of us. And trust me, when she gets, I remember I saw Queen Elizabeth heading over there. When they get to the other side, Queen Elizabeth had a little dirt under her hands, because she worked during World War II. She knows what it's like. But Camilla won't have she's going to lose her husband, you guys. So she's going to be pretty frail. But she's done some bad things. Not necessarily the cheating, because I think her and Charles always loved each other. The reason Charles couldn't marry her was because of his family. He wanted to marry Camilla. He did not want to marry Diana, but they chose the virgin sacrifice. So shame on them. Okay, so I want to know about Princess Kate. Poor baby, she's really sick. Remember I told you I kept seeing her losing her hair? Someone was saying she donated a bunch of her hair for children with cancer. Doing Princess Kate. It's very sad what's going on with the royal family right now. Very sad. So Princess Kate is fighting and dealing with endings. She's working very hard. I think she's even got places, other countries, specialists coming to help her. She's very tired. She's staying close to her children. This is really hard for William. I don't care what anybody says. He does love her, you guys. He's a little spoiled, but she's going to get a little reprieve here. She'll be happy about that, but she has to go back in for surgery or something. She's just fighting her damnedest, you guys. And God love her. She needs to psychically get out of this. She needs to hand this over to the realm. And she says, into thy hands. And if she's, remember Jesus had said he can heal most people when he was on earth. Unless it was a karmic thing, unless it was an agreement they made before they came. So it's weird because even when my sister was getting ready to marry Bob, I can't say I saw death, but the death card was there, and I told her something's going to happen when he's 50, and it's going to change you guys' whole life. And this was like 25 years before it happened. She's like, what, is he going to leave me for another woman? I go, I don't know. And for a while there, when we're getting on to 50, she starts asking me, what? Well, then he got sick. And then 6 years later, he died. And I have another dear friend that I told my sister in confidence, but I saw her husband crossing. And sure enough, he did. So it's just weird. Sometimes it's, there's no such thing as death. So they're in the realm and they're doing good. But sometimes I'll just see people and I'll know. It's really weird. I'll just get that feeling. But it's not necessarily in the time frame, I think. So Okay, like we thought Jimmy Carter was heading out. God bless his sweet soul. Is he going to hang in there till he's 100? He's not good, but you cannot determine, only God can determine. So you guys had wanted me to take a look at world events. So I have to clear the energy. Okay, now remember, when you're going to psychic readers, like sometimes when I read for people and I'm telling them, this is the outline of your life, sometimes things don't happen maybe in the way you would think they would happen. We only get bits and pieces and we can't really pick up time frames. But I see a lot of peace coming to the United States. We got a good amount of time of these cray-crays coming down. But that's because there's natural phenomena taking place. You know, the ETs out there, they can't change our destiny. They can stop nuclear. They have permission for that. But they can't save us from ourselves. We have to do that. So there's some shifting that's taking place. There's definitely flooding. I've seen that for a while. I see the bottom of Florida really struggling. I see plenty of warnings so people can move. I see, you know, fires, good sized fires, especially in the Middle East. Oh, yuck. I hate when I get this. Just saw a plane crash. But it's not the United States. I was just looking at Saudi Arabia and I saw a plane crash. So I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia plane or what, but I saw like a desert fall, like it falls into the desert. Ooh, thank you. So we don't want to wish death to Russians because a lot of these people don't even want to be there fighting. But see, the thing is that Ukraine's gotten a little hard and bitter. They're not particularly liking Russia right now. They got to kind of breathe before they do stuff. But I see some hits that are going to happen in Russia that might not be necessarily military hits. You know, Putin didn't care. He hit hospitals and hurt children. He didn't care. But Ukraine needs to consider that because I see a couple of hits that are pretty significant with civilians. And I see people being mad at Putin and wanting this to stop. So maybe he's supposed to do this. Maybe all these people that will be hurt made an agreement before they took this body. So that will happen. There's a big fire in Russia too. I just saw a huge fire in Russia. Out in the, you know, way out there. A large earthquake, they're telling me. A large earthquake will happen soon. Feels on the West Coast. Is it more towards Mexico or Washington or Canada or Alaska? A large earthquake is coming soon, at least a 7. Sometimes I don't want to give you specifics because I don't want people to freak out. But it's better on the West Coast because they're more apt to be able to, homes will stay up. It's when you get in those weird places that have brick homes, it's not very cool. Okay, go ahead. Honor and truth is upon us. It's almost like a blue, I just saw a blue wave like the ocean rushing over the United States. That's not an Armageddon thing. That's like a spiritual thing. And we need to be cautious about, that's like the shows. They put all these specialists just to go over the same thing, different day, over and over. Stop the chatter, turn it off, and just pray energetically for peace in this world. Don't wish for bad on others, because when you think negative on others, it'll come back and hurt you. It's unfortunate, but yeah. And I've been thinking bad about others too. And, I had to catch myself. Remember, they told me, stop it. I was like, what? They said, quit talking trash about Trump. I was like, what? But he is trash. And they said, tell everyone to calm down, and this too shall pass. But vibrationally, we can change that by maintaining that vibration. If we're going back and forth, USOB and all this stuff, we just create more chaos. And he likes it too. He likes to create chaos. Oh, Jesus. I just saw him. His face is beet red. You saw that he's even putting ads in the paper in Las Vegas for people to come. I've never seen Biden ask for someone to come. We'll pay you to be a fake person. I see his face beet red. Just like Netanyahu. Netanyahu is sweating now. He wants Netanyahu to come to him. Netanyahu doesn't think it's wise, because then he won't get any money from the United States. He's making all these backroom deals, you guys, and none of it's going to happen. Oh my gosh. And I really want him to be able to live all the way through this voting, because he's going to be crushed. I don't wish it. I just know it. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back in. I see the face of that ET that comes to me every once in a while. Peace be with you. Honor is something many of you have and are experiencing, just not vibrationally out there in the world. Some of you are having trouble getting enough energy to make it through your day. No, this is a vibrational reason and the shifting of this earth. Catastrophic, maybe the Caribbean and stuff, catastrophic storms coming up through Florida, through the Carolinas, even the Gulf of Mexico. Visualize whatever's coming to move away, move towards the ocean. Visualize it. Catch yourself when you're thinking negative thoughts and erase them like you erase a chalkboard. No, refuse it. No, I refuse to go there. Peace will come to all of us. You have no idea how powerful you are. All of you are gods. Each and every one of us. If you stand in the love realm, things will come true for all of you. Quit worrying about what you can do. See, so many people have so much bull that happens to them. They're like, why are you telling me just think peace? Because, I can barely put food on the table, etc. But they're telling me that your wishes will come true. Your guides will help you. All you got to do is let them do it for you, and it will come true. Try to just, and listen, if you're facing a disease or you're going through something, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of death even. That's what happened with me. I said, listen, if I'm supposed to go, I'll go. If that's the agreement, take me. But I know that I'm doing this. This was our agreement, and this is what should be. Be at peace. They want you to visualize the earth, and they want you to hug it. Look at that beautiful blue earth and put your arms around it and hug it. Mother Earth is not punishing us. She's just readjusting. She wants all the children to be okay. But I can understand, we're afraid, we don't want anybody to be hurt or to die, but know that they are, vibrationally, you can actually protect yourself from any kind of chaos. I don't know why I keep hearing the word honor. I don't know why I'm seeing Jesus of Nazareth now. He's sitting at that brook I used to see him at. He's taking a pebble and he's throwing it into the water. Listen, listen, listen. Almost like the story Eckhart Tolle said, that those two Buddhists were walking up a hill and the one was said, Master, how do I find, what is the word? Not, let me find it. Hey, everyone, I was trying to look up, it was two Zen monks. He actually did two stories. One was two Zen monks were crossing a muddy, dirty road and a young girl in a kimono was, negotiating how to get across it without getting muddy. And one of the monks picked her up and walked her across, set her down, and they proceeded on. And the one monk told that monk, what, that's against our rules. What were you doing? Why were you carrying her? That's against our rules. And he looked at him and said, listen, I dropped her off way a while ago back there. Why are you still carrying her? That was cool. But the other one was two Zen monks. One was a teacher, and the other was a new student, and they're walking along a path. And the one monk says to him, Master, how do I find Zen? And he said, you hear that babbling brook? No, he says, I don't hear it. He said, listen very stilly. Be still and listen. And he listened, and then he could hear the babbling brook. He said, Master, I hear it. He said, that is Zen. There is Zen. Where he is at in that moment, in that presence of everything, no thought, being still, is where it happens. So when you catch yourself overthinking, over worrying, be still, be present, because that's where God lives. Okay, you guys? So I hope this was okay. Let me take a real quick look again. There were so many questions. I'll be on with Mel tomorrow, so we'll be able to answer some more good stuff. God, I got like 300 questions, but I answered a lot of them the first time. Aileen is going. It's a shame. It's sad. Tell her go in peace. And don't worry about Jack Smith. He knows what he's doing. I don't know how I know that, but he knows what he's doing. Okay. Our Jack just had a birthday last week. Do. They say it's your birthday. Okay, you guys. I love you all. I'll catch you on the other side. Cheers.